It is the top of the hour, so we want to begin. Good evening, everyone. This is Master Coordinator Jonette Coogan, and I want to welcome you to our last Monday of the month webinar, which is The Power of Our Profession 4. And tonight, Hannah Sherapin is going to help me, Master Coordinator from Pennsylvania, on covering the topic of fitness professionals and a home-based business with Shaklee. And we have as special guest speakers, senior coordinators Mike and Corey Beth Lepowski. By way of introduction, I want to let you know that Mike is an IART certified personal trainer for 16 years. He's authored several fitness books and educates and certifies personal trainers as well as being a professional natural bodybuilder. So his credentials and his pedigree are excellent. And yes, you're a great bodybuilder, Mike.
Thank you very much.
We can all see that.
Yes.
And his charming wife, Corey Beth, who is a lifestyle specialist and consultant, and you'll hear more about how that fits into their fitness business. They own Pure Physique, which is a boutique fitness studio in Westchester, New York. Have a little boy, and your little boy, I think, is what, maybe a year old?
Yes, he is.
2 years? Yeah.
He's precious.
So, yeah. So you have your professional careers, your parents, and your Shaklee leaders. They're great pictures. So Mike and Corey Beth, take it away. Tell us about the role of Shaklee products in your fitness studios.
Sure. Well, I mean, Shaklee came into our studios for, well, several reasons, but the primary one is that we were looking for a solution. And, you know, I would say that it's pretty accurate to say, actually, that about 95% of the people who come into our facility, whether it's their primary goal or their secondary goal, at least 95% say that they're there to lose body fat and that they want to change their body composition. You know, they want to look more toned, they want to feel great, they want to look great. So essentially for years, you know, I had spent time creating these personalized nutrition programs for each of my clients. I would sit down with them and I would go over, you know, all the foods that they enjoyed, the foods that they didn't enjoy. We would map out based on their metabolic type, I mean, the precise number of calories they should be taking in on a daily basis. And, I mean, I would literally put about 3 hours into creating this regimen for them, and to a person, no one ever followed it. You know, the common complaints were that, well, it just required too much time and too much preparation, you know, and that they didn't have the time to deal with it. So essentially, I mean, this left me at a loss. I would have, you know, a decent number of people who would follow the regimen and get great results, but they couldn't maintain it long term. And then, you know, the rest would fall off within just a few weeks of trying the program out. So unfortunately, you know, when you're working with people as a personal trainer and you're working with them one-on-one, you know, their results are a direct reflection of you. So unfortunately, what would happen is that people had no trouble showing up for the workouts. I mean, that's the easy part. The hard part is getting them to do what they need to be doing outside of the gym. So, and again, that always boils down to nutrition. So you could put somebody through a great workout and you could, you know, provide them the perfect stimulus to make progress, but if the nutrition doesn't follow suit, then the results are going to be short-lived, or they're just not going to get the results that they should be getting.
Sure.
So for us, you know, I really looked deep into the Shaklee 180 program, and it turned out to just be the perfect solution that I was looking for. You know, because when I first was introduced to Shaklee, it wasn't something that I was necessarily interested in. And any other, you know, fitness professional out there can tell you that, you know, it's very common to get prospected by nutrition companies and people who feel like, you know, you're kind of like the holy grail of all types of distributors for nutrition companies. And that's because they know that you're in front of a lot of people who are highly motivated, or at least they say they're highly motivated, to get themselves in shape. And so you become that conduit to help that person get in shape and then maybe help promote their product. So for a number of years, I mean, I was prospected by everyone under the sun, and, you know, even when I was introduced to Shaklee by my wife, I mean, I still was not sold on the program. For me, having been doing this for 16 years, you know, a lot of it was all about my reputation and making sure that anything that I would recommend to my clients wouldn't blow back on me in a negative way. So I really took my time to research the company, to research the product lines, and really the selling point for me was having the opportunity to sit down with Dr. Jamie McManus, the woman who actually developed the Shaklee 180 program, and just basically fire hose her with all the questions that I had, and trying to figure out what would make this company and this product line different from everything else. So in bringing it into the studio, I mean, it was a huge step for me. It was something that I was very hesitant to do, but it's worked out to be a great solution for our members because, as I mentioned before, I could spend up to 3 hours, you know, creating that perfect nutrition program for somebody, and they don't follow it. But now I could, you know, just push Shaklee 180 across the table to them and say, you know what, just follow this. And the results that we've been getting with it, with our client base, have been absolutely outstanding.
And how nice that, you know, Shaklee scientists are available and accessible.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, again, another big selling point is that, you know, you have the support that you need behind you. So if you do have any questions regarding products, or your clients are hesitant because, you know, they're unsure of, you know, certain ingredients, and maybe you don't know everything that you need to know about the product line, which is common. I mean, we can't know everything. So it's great to know that you have that resource that you could go to and get the answers that you need in a timely fashion.
And, you know, isn't it amazing, too, Mike, that the company is willing to be so upfront and give any of the information that somebody wants. It's no hiding, it's no hype, real factual information.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the transparency has been, you know, one of the other primary drivers for why we were so confident in bringing this product line into our facility. You know, a lot of the other additional benefits, I mean, as it mentions here, you know, client retention. I mean, all of us as fitness professionals, you know, it costs a lot of money to get somebody in your door. You know, we often talk to our staff about the fact that it costs us $3,000 a month just to make the phone ring. And so when you're spending a lot of money to get people in the door, and, you know, putting your sweat and your tears into making sure that you provide the best experience possible, again, it can be disheartening when they're not following the plan beyond the facility, and now they blame you for not getting the results that you know, you should be getting. So I just love the fact that with 180, it's actually improved our client retention a significant amount, because somebody's seeing excellent progress and on a consistent basis, they're far more likely to continue to, you know, sign up from 1 month to the next, because they know they're getting the support and they trust you. They trust the fact that you know what you're doing, that you're providing them with everything that they need to be successful. And, you know, really, I mean, that's the ultimate goal for any of us as fitness professionals is, you know, to impact somebody's life and to be able to do it on a long-term basis. As a personal trainer or, again, a fitness professional where you're dealing with people on a one-on-one basis, I mean, you're very, very limited to the amount of people that you could see in a day. And, you know, for us, Shaklee was there to solve two problems. Again, the first problem was that nutritional solution that we needed for our clients. I mean, that's first and foremost. For us, honestly, and I say this as true as I possibly can, you know, for us, it's all about client results. It's not about the money. But knowing that you need to make money in order to sustain the lifestyle, to sustain a business, how much work can you do in a day? You know, how many clients can you see? And for many personal trainers, I mean, on average, most will see, if they're a decent trainer, they'll see, you know, maybe 8 to 12 clients a day, and those are probably 1 hour sessions. And, you know, if you do half-hour sessions, maybe you see upwards of 20. But, I mean, that's extremely mentally and physically exhausting. So you definitely have a limit to how many years you can really pour into the profession and, you know, work at that kind of pace. So knowing that you can have something that provides that passive income that we're all looking for, I think that's, a huge, huge benefit. And what we've also seen is that for many clients, life gets in the way sometimes, and for whatever reason, they might find their way out of our facility, and they're unable to get back in. But in some cases, we've found that they've stuck with their Shaklee regimen, and so that at least still provided us some revenue from that person, whereas in the past, once that person walked out the door, the revenue walked out with them.
So some of the products that we really recommend for daily health as well as top physical condition, I would say there's like the holy grail of three. First and foremost, we always recommend Shaklee Vitalizer. Now, quick fun fact about me is that I've been on Shaklee products since I'm 2 years old. My grandmother, she'd introduced them to us back in 1985, and these vitamins have been in around my life forever and ever, and so I've been on Shaklee Vitalizer since I could swallow vitamins in middle school. And what we really love about this, not only for ourselves, but especially for our clients, is that all of the nutrients in here are bio-optimized, which ultimately means your body can absorb them and utilize them. The other cool thing about Shaklee Vitalizer is that it's clinically proven to create a foundation for a longer, healthier life. And that's backed up by a 20-year study, the Landmark study, which is just a fantastic study done that assessed all of the key areas of health as well as heart health. And people that were on Shaklee vitamins had marked better health than those who took no supplements at all, as well as those who took generics. So it definitely does matter what you put in your body. And we partner that up with the Shaklee 180 program, which we had mentioned earlier, which comes with a variety of protein shakes, as well as meal bars and snack bars. We love these products. They're all plant-based protein. There is also a whey option. And all of the products here, they're low glycemic, so you're not going to deal with the blood sugar spikes and cravings that come on typically from some of the other bars out there on the market. They are low glycemic, as I mentioned. They're non-GMO. They're gluten-free. And you come in a variety of flavors. So as Mike mentioned, he'd spend 3 hours putting together a nutrition plan. Now we spend about 3 minutes letting people customize their kit, and it's something that they actually follow, which is really exciting for us, and it's great for them. And another supplement that we use and love is the Advanced Joint Health Complex. Mike mentioned working long days, and this has been an awesome supplement not only for us, but also for our trainers. And the extracts in here basically just help improve joint comfort. So the glucosamine, there were studies that were done, a lot of stuff on the market. It contains glucosamine and chondroitin. And the Shaklee scientists are so smart and so genius that they saw that glucosamine and chondroitin together actually didn't do the most benefit for people. And so they isolated the glucosamine, and that's one of the key ingredients in this complex, and it tremendously helps not only our joints, but how we feel at the end of the day.
So then, of course, there's the Shaklee Sports Nutrition line, and these are other products that we highly recommend to many of our clients. Pre-workout, the Energy Chews are great. Just popping 1 or 2 in there can really help you just boost your energy a little bit so that you go in focused and can train with intensity. And then for many clients, we've noticed that over time some people really struggle with their blood sugar, and they have difficulty, putting their nutrition together in a way that will allow them to perform well during their workout. So unfortunately what happens from time to time is during an intense workout, the blood sugar drops very low, and next thing you know, people are feeling nauseous, they're feeling dizzy, weak, and, we just implement a little bit of performance into their workout or, at that time, and suddenly, you see people recovering much, much quicker.
What's cool is we actually keep a big, giant tub of this up at the front desk, and it's something that clients are not only free to use when they come in, but it's something that, as Mike mentioned, when we have clients that get a little wheezy or break into the cold sweats, we break it out, and it's amazing how it brings them back. This also is a really cool product that I used during the course of my pregnancy, and that's the really cool thing about all of the Shaklee products is they are safe for you. As well as when you're pregnant. So performance was a huge thing for me that I had throughout all of my workouts, pregnant and not, and it was something I was able to bring into the hospital with the baby because as far as the doctors are concerned, guess what? It's a clear liquid, so it's something you can drink while you're there giving birth.
We all recognize the importance of recovery after the workout. I mean, your results are not produced while you're working out, but rather while you're resting. So in order to accelerate that recovery process, we've used Shaklee Physique with quite a number of clients as well as ourselves because it's a clinically tested and a perfect blend of carbohydrates to whey protein to fats to allow that quicker recovery from the workout.
So here's just a little bit about the Shaklee Energy Chews. One of these chews is the equivalent of about a half a cup of your premium coffee, and it has some great stuff in it that helps you sustain energy and stay alert and focused, which is great not only for doing workouts, but also during those long work hours. We say to people that 3 or 4 o'clock lull is a great time to pop a Shaklee Energy Chew, and it's amazing how it just brings you back from that energy lull you were feeling. And so many energy drinks, I'm sure many of you here have either tried them or know somebody else who has. We have also, there's a bunch of junk in there between the colors, the flavors, the sweeteners, the preservatives. I mean, how many times have you tried some of the stuff that's advertised in magazines and you're shaking, you have cold sweats, or you're itching your skin after you consume it? That's not the case with the Shaklee sports line. The energy chews give you just the right amount of energy. Same goes for the performance. What's amazing here is that this actually minimizes the fluid loss for enhanced hydration. And performance was actually something that Shaklee had utilized with NASA astronauts coming back into orbit, just helping them to keep blood glucose levels proper and make sure that they're hydrated throughout the course of their release back into orbit. So if it's good enough for NASA and as well as Olympic athletes, it's certainly something we feel comfortable recommending in our gym.
Do you ever recommend that they make it into popsicles in the summertime as well?
I love that, actually. I think that that's just an awesome thing to do, and we should do a little bit more of that this summer, I think.
Or making or slushes with that would be great,
the
too.
slushes are my favorite. So here, same thing. You'll see no artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, stabilizers. It really is great stuff, and you do feel a difference after having it.
And then, of course, Shaklee Physique, as I mentioned, this is what's going to allow your body to absorb that full spectrum of amino acids. I mean, as we know, amino acids, that is what helps our muscles build and repair after our workouts. And again, that in turn is what results in our firm, lean muscles and helps to support healthy metabolism. Because if we're carrying more muscle, then that's going to increase our energy, and that's going to increase our energy expenditure, and that's going to allow us to maintain that lean physique that we're all looking for. And then, of course, again, what you won't find in formulas such as this is something that is going to be a banned substance. This is near and dear to me. I actually am also a co-founder of a natural bodybuilding organization, as well as being a professional natural bodybuilder. And even with many of the supplements that you'll find in your common health food or supplement store, many of them contain substances which, when tested, can actually have you popped for being positive, which, again, for me is not a place where I want to be. So, it's essential that everything that I'm putting in my body and that I'm recommending to other competitors as well as just clients for their own health and safety wouldn't be found as a banned substance or something that would have a negative impact on them.
So there's a lot of benefits of a Shaklee business. Not only do we see our clients' lives change, their bodies take a different shape, it really is amazing for you as an individual, as well as whether you're a personal trainer, maybe you're a dietitian, a nutritionist, or you have your own facility. But it really is a business where you can make your own hours. And what we really like to think about is you're not going in earlier in your day or staying later in your day to earn a little bit of extra money. It's happening during net time, which we call no extra time. While you're at the job anyway, talking to your clients, it's a really easy transition to be able to make a recommendation for something that you know can be trusted, something that you know is safe, and something you know is going to work for them. And so, for us, whether we're taking time off because we're traveling with the Bodybuilding Federation, or Mike teaches overseas and certifies personal trainers in Italy each year, it's not something where we're pinching pennies before and after. We know that even if we take a week off with our Shaklee business, we're not really going to see a fluctuation in our income. The same thing happened when we had the baby. We took a solid 2 weeks off, and it was incredible from month to month. The check didn't change. Now, that's not going to happen in your personal training business. If you don't work, you're not getting paid.
Opening up a personal training facility, that was following a passion. That was wanting to have the ability to affect people on a one-on-one basis each and every day and do something we absolutely love, something that's based around exercise. But from a business standpoint, opening up a facility is not easy. It takes a lot of time. It's taken us 8.5 years to really get into a great groove now where the business is exploding, but it took a lot of heartache to get there. So what I love about the Shaklee business is the fact that we can do this minus the overhead costs. And like Corey Beth said, if employees aren't showing up because they're sick or on vacation or, we ourselves, well, we don't really get sick, but if we're on vacation, we're not going to run into those issues of, worrying about where the next dollar is coming from.
And then to top all of that off, when you join Shaklee, you literally become part of a team of people that are nurturing, supportive, and like-minded. And that for us, especially being into health and fitness, is paramount to a whole lot of other things. I'm sure many of you can relate to being in a job where you walk in and people are miserable, and you're there and people are miserable, and you go to lunch and people are complaining. And it's really just not like that in Shaklee. And so we really are a team. Everyone is focused on teaching each other as well as people outside of the team about values and health. And health is truly the greatest wealth. If you don't have your health, not only can you not help anyone else, but you can't work. With our Shaklee business, we get to travel together on free vacations, and I'm going to repeat that. Free vacations. We had a play date here today, and my friend couldn't believe that we get to go to Mexico totally on Shaklee, airfare, hotel, food, everything's paid for. And you become friends with these people. I mean, some of our best friends live in Colorado, Ohio, Tennessee, Wisconsin, and it's just amazing to be able to have these incredible, positive people all over the country as well as the world, and you're not competing with them. You're helping them. You may not directly benefit from their business, nor they from yours, but you're part of a community of people that want to help each other grow and succeed. And so it's incredible to look at not only the compensation plan that Shaklee offers, but something so much greater than something the corporation sets out. And that's really what's going on in the field, watching people help each other grow and change their lives.
And if I could just add one thing to that, if you look at the top, there is one word that I would love to highlight, which is the word team. People view this business sometimes and their immediate response is, well, I can't do that. I don't have the ability, or, I'm not into sales. And first and foremost, this is not a sales business. It's an education business. And that's why we love it as part of our training studio and what we do there, because we view that as an education business. It's one where we're helping people to understand, what they need to be doing on a daily basis to live the lifestyle that they're really after. But the best part about it is knowing that we're not alone in this, and that we work with a team of people that we could go to get answers, to, ask for help, and then we act as a team for those who are on our team and make sure that they're getting all the support they need. So we're never in this business, alone. We're never in it by ourselves. We're always working together as a team, and, that's one of the most gratifying aspects of it.
Well put, guys, and I don't think that people in what we might call regular traditional jobs just don't understand how it can be in a company like Shaklee. And so talking about our company, Shaklee being a company with a conscience, we have premier products, and they impact, and their reach is far and wide, and it's just simply amazing. Our Basic H product has been on when Oprah had her TV show, was on there, and it became one of her favorite things of the year. Our Shaklee cleaning products are used in our White House and in the Vice President's place, Blair House. And the shuttle commander, Mark Kelly, took Shaklee vitamins into space, and you can see them floating there with them. And then the Olympians, Gary Hall, who was an Olympic winner and had diabetes and was told that he probably could never perform professionally, and he did, and it was very successful. But the Olympic athletes have gone on to find Shaklee products to be safe and effective for them, and they love them. So far-reaching products, their impact goes even into outer space.
And the Shaklee products, the philosophy is something that I actually fell in love with when we first were getting started with Shaklee. And you know, in 36 years in this business, it's never disappointed me either, because our products are always safe, they're always green, they always work. And I love the fact that they take such extraordinary measures to make sure that these truly life-enhancing products are safe, they have the quality that we expect, and effective. So the fact that they will do, actually I think it's 368 tests specifically on every botanical ingredient for harmful contaminants. No one else does anything like that. Wouldn't it give you a great feeling to know that whatever you're taking is that thoroughly tested, and you know that you don't have to worry about harmful ingredients. Every time over the years that Shaklee came out with a new product, we couldn't wait to all try it, including our children, because we knew we didn't even have to be concerned about its safety. So 100,000 tests to prove it every year. And the company itself, as I mentioned, you know, the philosophy is something I fell in love with all those years ago, and we truly have a wonderful legacy. Dr. Shaklee, who began this company way back in 1956, although he developed the first vitamin in our country way back in 1915, so we are celebrating this year as 100 years of that multivitamin, which is awesome, the first one ever. And Dr. Shaklee believed very strongly that everything had to be so that we could live in harmony with nature. I love the fact that he made a guarantee way back then that he would never make a product that would harm a tissue cell. But I'm even prouder that all these years later, because the company is nearly 60 years old, and that we are still giving that same kind of guarantee. Because when Dr. Shaklee passed, eventually a young billionaire by the name of Roger Barnett came along, a visionary leader like Dr. Shaklee was a visionary, and he just came into this feeling very strongly that he loved and felt, and that's why he bought the company, because he fell in love with the whole philosophy and the integrity of the company, and he could see its potential. And so we have spent over $250 million just in research and development, and that continues on. And this young man really has that same kind of vision for our future. So the products coming out next month are going to be extraordinary as well. And fortunately, we have Dr. Bruce Daggy, who's our Chief Scientific Officer, a great gentleman. I love the fact that he goes along with Dr. Shaklee's philosophy, and that was that the medical profession is interested in treating disease. And Dr. Shaklee always said, I'm interested in building health. And that's exactly where Dr. Daggy stands. So nutrition truly affects everything. I think Corey, Beth, and Mike have pointed that out in a number of different ways tonight. The immunity, the vision, the longevity, mobility, energy, all of those things are affected by nutrition. So we have this long legacy of science and innovation, spearheaded currently by Dr. Daggy and Jamie McManus, MD, who is our chief for medical affairs, I believe. Right, yeah. I love the fact also that we've collaborated with Nobel laureates like Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, who actually got her Nobel Prize as a result of her study on telomeres, the longevity genes. And it's very exciting what she's found out about Shaklee people's longevity genes being longer than other people. So I think that's so exciting and another great proof of what we have. So we have a long history. We always had very, very good people at the helm, as we do today.
And then that South Science, which just is the frosting on the cake.
Absolutely. Mike, Corey, Beth, you want to tell us more about the financial benefits you're enjoying?
Yeah, sure. I mean, one of the biggest problems is that, and I think actually this fact that, or was put up here, that $55,000 is about the median salary for personal trainers, I actually think that's like a high-end look at it. Unless you're working in Manhattan, it's very difficult to make $55,000 a year. The truth of the matter is that there's always that 20% that's making 80% of the income, and I think that's where this brings us to this median of 55,000. Because truth is, I've known a lot of personal trainers. I still know a lot of personal trainers, and many still have to hold an additional job just so that they can follow their passion for personal training or fitness. So the fact is that, I love the Shaklee business because it ties in perfectly with that passion. And it allows you to continue to impact people's lives and be in this work within the same exact field, just in a different way, but in a way that is going to be far more reaching and far more beneficial long term. Because as I said, showing up for a workout is easy. Getting people to change their nutritional habits or find the nutrition they need to live their life at the highest level, that's difficult. But Shaklee makes that very, very easy. And again, you're going to have income that is with you year round, is income that is going to compound over time. And with that, you find yourself years down the road in a position where if you are a personal trainer, you're training people because you love to train them, not because you have to train them. And that's the position Corey Beth and I are moving towards right now. And it's really exciting to know that we'll be able to continue to pursue our passion, and even on a much grander scale, because we'll have the support of Shaklee behind us in the future.
Very true. And it's really good when we look at the income range in Shaklee with our Shaklee business model, and when we look at like that 55,000, and you're probably right, Mike, that probably includes maybe even a variety of incomes, personal training, and maybe some bonuses and things to get to that 55,000. But that's the on the lower end of the Shaklee income potential. But I love this because whatever fits a person's needs, if you need an extra $1,000 a month to kind of fill in some of the holes in your budget, we can do that. If you want to look at a career income of 65, 75, 100,000 a year, we can help people do that. And so it's just a nice knowing that there's this a potential in a range of incomes that are possibilities for anyone. And some of the additional benefits.
There really are. What personal training facility or gym is going to send you on a trip? And not just a trip that you're going for training, a trip that you actually get to go and enjoy your time. And this picture that you see in the upper left-hand corner it makes my heart melt to look at it, because my husband works so hard. He busts his butt every single day, and it's not just to work really hard. He does it for our family, and he does it for the clients. He loves what he does, and obviously he loves us. And so this was a picture actually on our very first Shaklee all-expense-paid trip to Playa del Carmen in the Mayan Riviera. And it was the first time I saw my husband relax. And to lay there on the bed with my 6-month-old was just like, oh my God, like time just stopped in that moment.
Sure.
And to be able to have this type of vacation, whether you're, in any profession really, you got to do a lot more work to be able to get to a place like this. And the fact that Shaklee rewards this trip at just the 3rd rank in the business, holy cow, why wouldn't you be doing this? So,
and you weren't afraid of your bonus or your credit card statement showing up the month after either, and having lots of charges on there, because it is all expensive.
All we brought home were pictures and memories. That was it.
Yeah, cool. That's great. And then you have this beautiful car.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that blows people's minds. What gym is going to give you a car to drive around? They're not, first of all. And, Shaklee does have a car program, so they'll actually make your car payments for you. And this actually was our first Shaklee car. We have a little bit larger car because, unfortunately, the baby carrier wouldn't fit in this little 2-seater. But it's incredible, to have Shaklee be able to provide those things for you that you wouldn't normally get in a regular job.
So true. That's so true. So what we hope that we've helped you see and given you a peek into how integrating Shaklee into your life personally or into your professional life, and it provides us with health. We get that time freedom to enjoy family and friends and life in general. There are tax benefits that we have as business owners, and then of course the retirement benefit that means a lot to those of us that are near retirement or in retirement, and then the income opportunity that it can provide, that nice, sound, stable income month in and month out. And so we would invite you to consider the ways that you can engage with us in Shaklee. There are basically 3 options. Many people come into Shaklee to use product. They are, like Mike and Corey Beth have said, maybe they want to lose weight, or they want more energy, they want less stress, they want to feel better, they want more vitality, whatever the reason might be. And we love people who want to just come and use our products and be a good member. And then for other people, this sometimes happens as a natural transition from being a user, and for others they want to share the products, and many times that's because they need that extra income, $300, $500, $1,000 a month, maybe to make the house payment, maybe to start a college fund, maybe to invest for retirement. It always is interesting. We never run out of places for extra money, so that share can be a very important aspect. And then there are still others, as you've heard Mike and Corey Beth share tonight, that decide that Shaklee is an opportunity that they want to work at and build and have it become more of maybe a second career, or to build an international business and create some generational wealth. And that option is there for each and every one of us also. So it's easy to participate in Shaklee because we have those different ways people can engage with us. And so we hope we've given you some insights this evening into the power of our profession for personal trainers and fitness studio owners. There's the freedom and flexibility we have. You can work your business full-time, part-time, anytime, and you can integrate it into whatever you're currently doing in your life. There's the financial opportunity. We each have to create residual income where we can do the work once and get paid over and over again. And Mike and Corey Beth talked very eloquently about the fun and friendships and working with a community of like-minded people and building a team. And then we didn't touch a lot on that tonight, but there is that opportunity for personal and professional growth that comes along with doing something that we're passionate about with people that we love being around. So we thank you for joining us this evening. It's been great having you all with us. Mike and Corey Beth, thank you so much. You guys did a beautiful job.
You sure did. One quick comment I want to make, too. If you enjoyed this and got a lot out of this particular call, think of the people you know, whether you are personally a personal trainer or not. Think of the people you know maybe that you go to for personal training, that you might want to have them listen to this archive, because I think this was excellent and I think it could help a lot of people.
Couple of questions, if that's okay. Why only a half serving of Physique after a workout?
Basically what we do is we cut the Physique with Shaklee 180. So the reason for doing that is to be able to utilize not only a whey protein as well as a soy. So you're getting both a fast and slow absorbing protein. So essentially we just do a half serving of each.
The other reason, too, is that for some people who maybe are looking to control their carbohydrate intake a little bit more because they have to be slightly more precise with their intake of carbohydrates, it just lowers the total number of carbohydrates, so it could be beneficial in that way as well.
Any last-minute thoughts?
I would just simply say that, for fitness professionals in particular, we are a very skeptical bunch. We spend a lot of our days and hours leading up to our profession, trying to gather as much knowledge as we can so that we can impart it on to others. And I would say don't make the same mistake I did, which was, be so skeptical and think so highly of my ability that, I was very dismissive at first and said, well, if I don't have the right answers, then, there's no way this company or this product is going to be the answer. But really, I mean, it was reaching that point in which my frustration levels were high because people just could not find a simple enough solution to get the result that I knew they were capable of getting. So relinquishing some of that position that I had has been one of the best decisions that I think I've ever made for our business, because now we're able to confidently go forward recommending Shaklee and knowing that we always have that solution in our back pocket for those who are looking for it.
Great.
Great call. More kudos to you guys. What is the best way to contact or talk to a trainer?
I've talked about this numerous times with numerous people because we do get asked this question quite often. And I'll start off by saying that it's not easy. It's not easy because if you're not coming from a position where that trainer sees you as being equal, they're going to be they're going to be highly skeptical. So really, I think the best approach is to ask questions. We hear that a lot, but to go to them and ask for their opinion on what it is that you have to offer, which again is Shaklee. And when they get the opportunity to dive into the research and really see the power of these products, then I think you're going to pique some interest. But trying to go in and hard sell somebody or just simply cold call them is not going to be the best approach. So I would say get as close to them as you can by asking them questions, by asking them for fitness advice, and earning their trust that way first, and then presenting the opportunity later on.
Or do some fitness training.
That always helps too.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you so much again. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to share. Everyone have a great week. Good night.
Good night, everyone.